Hey, it's 2024 and so we're back. What is up going guys? Hope you had a great time over the holidays and of course a happy new year. It's another linear switch that we're going to look at. Here are the Jade switches from WS Studio. Please take note of our disclaimer, as the people from WS Studio did send out the switches for a review, but that won't affect my thoughts and opinions regarding this. That being said, let's get into the switches. The Jades is a new switch from WS Studio that takes on the same materials from Morandi. Going over with its specs, it still features the exact palm housing. The stem is still made with UPE, measuring at 12.9mm, contrary to Morandi's 13.1mm. The LED diffuser is also present and still uses the same textured pattern. The spring is still measured at 18mm and it is double stage. However, the actuation force on this is measured at 35 grams and it bottoms out at 50 grams. The Jade has a 0.3mm of longer travel compared to Morandi, giving us a 3.8mm of the total travel. And we have stainless steel inserts in the bottom housing and in the stem pole, to which we'll get in a second. Let's discuss the springs. At first, I thought the springs on this were going to perform similar to Morandi, but it feels much lower for the switch to travel, both the downstroke and the upstroke. Given that it bottoms out at 10 grams lighter, it won't really give the user enough snappy typing experience. I think it would benefit more if the spring uses a longer spring while maintaining that force of 35 grams and bottoming out at 50. It does suffer from the same spring ping from the Morandi, so either spring swap or lube it, depending on your choice. The longer travel is ever so slight noticeable, so I think if the user is really meticulous about the travel in switches, they'd be able to notice it right away. But on a regular basis, I wouldn't bother so much. Moving over with the sound profile, I think this is where it shines and steals the spotlight from Morandi. First and foremost, it has a greater amount of factory loop, giving us a much smoother feel in general. The stainless steel inserts did remind me of Novelty's Cream Plus switches, where you can swap in with silicone, copper, or titanium. The added difference here, however, is the metal insert is also present at the bottom housing. So in hindsight, what we are hearing from the switch when it bottoms out are metal-to-metal contacts rather than plastic-to-plastic, giving us a unique and semi-silent sound profile altogether. But how or why am I exactly defining it here as a semi-silent? I'll put up the J-Wick semi-silent and Jade together for you to be able to compare on how I define it as semi-silence. As you can see, it's hardly enough to hear the upstroke sound of both switches, but they produce a distinct and audible bottom out. For the J-Wick, their execution was to put silicone dampeners on the top of the stem, whereas the Jade, it has a couple of slits through the rails of the stem in the upper portion. To date, I'm still on the fence here whether I actually like the slits or not. I think regardless of whether it had the cut or no cuts at all, it already sounds way cleaner compared to the Morandi. Now, looking back, my complaint for Morandi was their sound profile when it comes to the polyfill or no foam config. I was really hoping to receive a great sound without relying on the foams to really showcase on how it does on its own. But I guess that's where the Jade shines through. For the price, it's currently priced at $16.50 for 35 pieces, which is roughly around 910 pesos. Placing this switch in the mid-tier pricing since we're looking at 26 peso per switch. Unfortunately for the Philippines, we don't have any vendors yet in Shopee that are selling these switches. It's best to buy it right now on WS's website. So if you're eyeing for a better sound profile with its unique performance thanks to the stainless steel inserts, well, this could be a good contender. Anyway guys, that's pretty much for me and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.